This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statement. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences, and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Let's go ahead and open up the Zoom room. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. My name is Becca Dukes. As the hostess of this program, I am honored to be able to present to you information that is empowering. So many places in this world, so many establishments want to take away our power. Well, guess what? We are empowered individuals, and we can make decisions based on our health goals. And, you know, all the information out there doesn't necessarily give us the results we want. So there have been things and fads that say, you know, do this, this, and this for better health. And I tried them, and I got sicker. So anyways, this program is to provide information that I found to be the solution to all of my health issues and the health issues of thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions others as well. So without any further delay, I just want to remind you that if somebody shared this program with you specifically, get back with them. Okay? If you saw a link on somebody's page, social media page, then get back with them. Reach out to them, say, hey, thank you so much for sharing that link. I watched, and this is what I loved most about what I heard. And if you have any questions, they are going to be your first point of contact. If there is nobody to thank, then you absolutely are welcome to reach out to us at Daily with Doc. We do have a call team standing by for your calls at 855-949-3377. We also have a website, as this program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. That website is dailywithdoc.com. On our website, you're going to find a good foods, bad foods list. That's something I get a lot. What should I eat? What shouldn't I eat? Well, We are all based on the research of Dr. Joel Wallach, who is our doc for the day, and what he has found to be the healthiest, closest to nature diet that promotes good health rather than causing more digestive issues and hindering absorption of nutrition. So look for that good foods, bad foods list on the website at dailywithdoc.com. We also have articles to help give you more tools in your toolbox, and also some of our best replays are there on our Daily with Doc website as well, and a store. So if you're not working with anybody and you hear something that you like, and today we're going to be talking about our pets. So absolutely, you can find products on our website by clicking on that store option from the menu. Well, today we are going to be asking Dr. Wallach to put on his veterinarian hat, which is where this all started, and talk about pets. So, you know, it's crazy when we look at how animals make such a positive impact in our lives. And we want to take care of them, just as we want to take care of our children. And from 2021 to 2022, there was 11% increase in wellness expenses to take care of our pets alone, whether it's a sick pet or emergency care, it didn't matter. The cost for cats for just wellness care is between $374 and $965. And for dogs, $534 to $1,285. That's per year, annually, folks. Well, we can't always predict what's going to happen in our pets' lives, just like we can't for our children, because disease is not genetic. But we can support their bodies just as we support our bodies so that we can function optimally. Now, I mentioned the 11% increase. So if you take from 2022, where there was $136.8 billion spent on taking care of our pets, and that's essential pet expenses. Annually per pet is $1,533. You can buy a whole lot of nutrition for your pets and avoid having to take them to a facility for unnecessary sickness. And that's what we're going to learn about today. Because as we look through the different ailments that affect pets, they get the same things that we do. They get cancer, they get blood sugar issues, they get eye issues, they get bone issues like arthritis, they break bones too. They have dental issues, urinary tract issues, kidney issues, heart issues, skin issues, ear infections, ligament issues, growth, tumors, seizures, x-rays, and even overnight hospitalizations. So when I look at that and I think about how my life was with children before really finding the solution in nutrition, we were looking at a lot of those different things for myself and my family. And now we invest into ourselves and our wellness and intentionally supplement, not having to do those emergency visits, or not even, well, sometimes there's emergency visits, yeah. But you know, overall, we're in great health and we're going to stay that way. So let's keep our pets that way as well. And I can't think of a better person to join me in talking about taking care of our pets than Dr. Joel Wallach, who has a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, in Plant and Soil Sciences, and a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. He actually was part of and the lead pathologist and veterinarian in an expedition to save the white rhino. This is back in the 60s. So it's not like he's new to the screen, folks, especially not new to making an impact in the lives of all animals, humans alike. He has his very first publication, which I think this was the first one, maybe the second one, which is held as a national treasure. This was his college thesis, folks. Diseases of exotic animals, medical and surgical management. This is going through 451 different species of animals and the autopsies that he performed on amphibians, vertebrates, all the above, and is used in veterinary schools in teaching them how to really look at taking care of the animals that the veterinarians are looking at. So if I could get to the screen with me, the best veterinarian in the world who wanted to go beyond animals and reach this human animal kind, Dr. Joel Wallach. Now, Dr. Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc. You are the reason I do this show. You are also the reason I'm able physically to do this show and mentally. So I just want to say thank you for all that you do. And, you know, you're still, even though you have made such a huge impact in the human lives, you have not forgotten about the animals and our pets and our fur babies and our feather babies either, or our reptile babies. You want to go all the way. So Doc, welcome. How are you today?
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And yeah, it's been a blessing. And I have to thank Creflo Dollar, okay, who is the director of the St. Louis Zoo, okay. And
Creflo Dollar was?
Oh no,
I thought it was Marlon Perkins.
Who?
Marlon Perkins.
Yeah, Marlon Perkins. Yeah, excuse me.
Okay.
Marlon Perkins. And I want to thank him because he let me do autopsies at the St. Louis Zoo and taking the tissues and chemistry to the University of Missouri and Washington University. This is in the late 50s and early 60s. Okay. And so we were really, what should I say, the whole idea was to help the animals in the zoos live longer instead of just living for 6 months or a year or two. We help them live 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years. And so we're very, very happy about that. And we had three major grants. I had three postdoctoral fellowships. And we're doing thousands of autopsies in each one of those projects. And that was one of the first ones, the diseases of exotic animals. Yeah. And let's see, I think it was like a $12 million grant, which was a huge amount of money for a little dumb farm boy from Missouri. Okay.
Well, and one thing that I didn't mention, folks, is the original of this publication is held in the Smithsonian Museum as a national treasure. So we have on with us the author of a national treasure, who is a national treasure in himself. And I think it goes more into international treasure, worldwide treasure, Dr. Wallach, because your work has been done around the world.
Well, thank you. And again, I have to thank Marlon Perkins for every time something happened somewhere in the world, he'd send me there. And so that's how I got so many things going on from back then. It was like 30 different countries. And I would get animals that died in those countries, and they would freeze them and send them to me in St. Louis Zoo, Washington University in St. Louis. Had all access to their pathology department, all their equipment, and all the great scientists who taught me how, before I even got into really advanced veterinary pathology studies, they were teaching me how to read the microscopic slides and all that kind of stuff. So it's really quite a thing.
Well, Dr. Wallach, you also wrote a book about rhinos and your expedition in saving the rhinos, which I have right here, which is just a sweet little kind of adventure book. Yeah, so Rhino Express.
At the time, there was only actual counting in Africa. There's like 350 alive white rhinos, and I caught over
And now there's
50 of them, and with a drug. It was called M99. They didn't even have a name for it. It was called M99. One drop could knock down a 600-pound rhino. Okay, so my darts that I would use to catch them, the darts were the size of the little bitty 1-inch long, 1/4-inch diameter batteries that you put in your flashlight, or not your flashlight, but in your car keys or something like that. And it shows you in this book, it shows you catching them, shows me loading them up into boxes. And then we had to teach them for 6 to 8 weeks how to live in that box. And then once they could live in the box, we would tranquilize them, put them on a boat, and send them to some other country in the world. There you go. Just 2 or 3 drops of that M99, it's called etorphine. They gave it a name finally, etorphine. Just 2 or 3 drops in there would knock down a 600-pound rhino. You did not want to accidentally shoot yourself with that.
Well, I can't imagine. You may not wake up for weeks.
You might not ever wake up again.
Wow. Well, Dr. Wallach, you did that because of wanting to save a species from extinction.
We wanted to save that species. That species went way back into some of the earliest of large mammals, like white rhino, black rhino. We're talking about hippos, we're talking about elephant, and so forth, those kind of things. And so it was really terrible that there was more rabbits than there were white rhino. They came around in the early days of the earth, and the creatures on earth. And the fact that we are mammals, we're cousins to the white rhino, just like we're cousins to gorillas, we're cousins to cows, we're cousins to sheep, we're cousins to dogs and cats. We're going to talk about dogs and cats today.
Well, Doc, I love the fact that you have not kept a closed mind, and you have opened things up to even though you've moved on to humans and wanted to focus on humans, you still have that knowledge and that love to help families, even their fur babies, stay healthy.
Well, it's very important.
So
because we all share we all share the earth, we all share the water of the earth, we all share the food on the earth. And so what afflicts one species can afflict all the other species. So it's just something, a hobby to deal with this. This is just the whole idea of doing on that one project at first of my postdoctoral fellowships. We did 30,000 autopsies on humans and 17,000 autopsies on animals, over 462 species, I think it was, yeah.
452 species, yeah. So I know on some of your research, Dr. Wallach, your task was to find the canary in the mine.
That's correct. Was to find the animal would feel first of all the species on Earth. They would show us first what was going on with pollution, the canary in the mine.
Yeah, and you definitely were very successful at that. To go from saving the white rhino and then asked to be part of the Yerkes Primate Center and working with their projects and the rhesus monkey, where you actually found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis. You submitted the slides, not telling them that it was from a monkey. They confirmed it was cystic fibrosis. You also, and then you exposed that paper. it's not a human genetic disease, because you also proved that all the different monkeys from those colonies, not related, also had cystic fibrosis. And it was nutritional. So how did you come up with the fact that it's a nutritional deficiency disease?
Well, this is why I came up with the book, The Truth About Nutrition. And people know this. When they ask a doctor, medical doctor, what should I eat? They say, oh, just eat well, you get everything you need. Shouldn't I be taking any vitamins and minerals? Nah, don't waste your money on vitamins and minerals, just eat well, you get everything you need. Well, if those doctors should have their licenses suspended or taken away, they should go back to school for a year and be handcuffed to the laboratory, okay, to where they're going to learn about the truth about nutrition. Yeah, this book, The Truth About Nutrition, goes into all the things you learn about human nutrition when you study animal nutrition. Again, I studied animal nutrition over 462 species of animals, and all those diseases occurred in humans too. Okay, so I was learning everything I could about what was going on in the world, and it was a universal thing. It wasn't just human genetic diseases, and doctors wanted you to believe they were genetic diseases. Okay, and
one thing that I like about how that book is written, Dr. Wallach, is it's easy to understand. It lays out the basics, and it can actually be used in homeschooling when it comes to the nutrition part of it, and teaching kids about how to keep themselves healthy and well. So I am so glad that you wrote that one as well.
Thank you. You're a blessing in sharing information. Thank you. I want to go back to just one or two sentences from the book, The Truth About Nutrition. Go to the chapter entitled Misplaced Trust, chapter 5. And the first paragraph tells it all. The first paragraph tells it all. It's a short little paragraph, 2 or 3 sentences. Let's look at more scorecards and see whether we're getting the biggest bang for the buck. Right now, the entire world, right now, Rebecca, are you sitting down? Okay, right now.
I'm sitting.
Right now, the entire world each year spends $2.7 trillion, okay, for healthcare. The United States alone each year spends 1.6 trillion, okay? We spend more than half of what the world spends for healthcare. We rank 17th in longevity and health. There's 16 other countries who do better than we do, even though they may be like 50th on the list or something like that. We don't do very well because doctors' primary goal is to make you feel good in 2 or 3 hours, because they know they will give you a great hug if you're a doctor. Oh, I was suffering for years. I went to Dr. So-and-so, and he gave me these pills, and in a half hour, all my pain was gone after 25 years. And then 2 years later, they die because the doctor was just getting rid of the symptom. And that's mostly what doctors' programs do, is relieve the symptoms, which brings respect from the patient to the doctor. And there's nothing wrong with that. We also have to give them longevity. And that's why I wrote the book, Hell's Kitchen. And let's see here.
Got that one right here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yesterday, we sold 1,000 copies of that book.
That's fantastic, Dr. Wallach.
We sold 1,000 copies of the book, Hell's Kitchen. Okay. Chapter 14 goes into the entire chapter goes into metabolic syndrome. Okay, which goes back to the Bible days, 2,000 years ago. Very simple nutritional deficiency. You get, and it's all in chapter 14 of the book, Hell's Kitchen. You get abdominal obesity, you get type 2 diabetes, you get high blood pressure. And then there's also about 50 different non-fatal diseases you can get to go along with, there you go, with the metabolic syndrome, because your immune system is low. And you're running all these doctors and specialists are doing surgery and this, that, and the other. And really what you need is the book, Metabolic Syndrome, and the book that's on your head. And those two books can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life and help you eliminate most diseases because they're not genetic. There's no genetically transmitted disease. I repeat that there's no genetically transmitted. If your doctor says you have a genetically transmitted disease, you need to go visit several other doctors because that doctor doesn't know what he or she are talking about.
Well, and that just leads us to this book, Dr. Wallach, Epigenetics. Epigenetics is the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission, folks. Epigenetics is a real science, a science that proves that your environment and what you have around you and what you put in you makes a huge difference on how your wellness is going to be. And Dr. Wallach is considered one of the founding fathers of this science of epigenetics. Through all of his studies, he has also, I know that look, he has also received the Klaus Schwartz Award in 2011 for his study on specifically selenium. And he sued the FDA 8 times with victories to be able for not just him, but other doctors, other companies, to be able to say that specific nutrients can benefit the body.
Yeah, just let me interrupt there. The reason why I was given that Klaus Schwartz Award in that one study, where that was a $21 million grant, that was my first pathology grant, $12 million. And it's we were able to get rid of cystic fibrosis, which you just talked about. We were able to get rid of muscular dystrophy, which is Jerry's kids, muscular dystrophy, and we were able to get rid of sudden death syndrome. The first two, cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy was thought to be genetic diseases by the medical doctors. And the most terrible thing, sudden death syndrome, medical doctors published. It was caused by mothers laying on their babies and suffocating them. So many mothers committed suicide because their families went after them because the doctors told them that the mother had laid on the baby and suffocated them.
Well, and the sad part about it, Doc, is some of those kids, they weren't even in the same bed with their moms. And that was why it was also termed as crib death. So there's a lot of things that we as individuals, empowered individuals, can do when it comes to our health and wellness for ourselves, our families, including our pets and those ones that give us unconditional love. So I believe that since they are continually giving us unconditional love, we should show the same to them, investing into their wellness. And Dr. Wallach, I have several people that are just ecstatic with the results that their pets have seen from following your recommendations. In fact, I do have one person on with us today. So let me see if I can get her unmuted. Miriam, let's see if I can find you. Uh-oh, did we lose her? There she is. You're unmuted. Hello, Miriam.
Hold on. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. So share with us a little bit about Jingles and what Jingles was dealing with, what, a year and a half ago, and how Jingles is doing now.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. Yes, I just like to let everyone know Longevity products have been a lifesaver for my dog. And let's see, in the last 2 years, actually, Longevity Products has healed her knees. She had flipped knees. She did have 2 cataract surgeries. Her kidney disease is completely gone from Ultimate Daily Classic. So where we're at now is, and all her gray hair is going. She's looking younger for 11-year-old Cavalier King Charles. So Dr. Wallach, what I need your help with so much so is how to get this enlarged heart. She's a B2, and it's causing her to cough. And she's on Ultimate Daily Classic, still 1.5 a day. She's a 19-pound dog. She's on Athrydex Perpetual, ZRadical. She takes the Fucoid Z and the ZRadical. Glucogel saved her life. She's still on 3 a day. Ultimate EFAs, she's on 2 a day, selenium 1 a day. You just added about a year ago 2 de-stress, which is helping her sleep through the night, and she's not coughing at night, but during the day she still coughs. And 2 cardio FX. CoQ10, 2 a day. She's taking all of these products with no stomach problems, perfect blood work. The only thing we've got is this enlarged heart that she sees the cardiologist every 4 months for, and they keep doing an echo to see how she's doing. What can we do for her to get that heart to shrink? It hasn't enlarged anymore, but that's where we're at. And she loves all
Okay.
the products.
Okay. And of course, she loves the product because you're giving it to her and she's very grateful.
Yes.
Okay. At any rate, yeah, the de-stress is very, very important. And I created this product, de-stress, because I was invited in 2 very special things. One was dealing with gorillas, and the other one was dealing with, let's see here.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, thank you, dolphins. And both of them were getting congestive heart failure and dying of congestive heart, which is a large heart, congestive heart failure. And I did autopsies on them, and they didn't have any genetic diseases. But what I found in their blood test was they were just being whacked, okay, with something called nitrates. They're getting things like bologna and salami and hot dogs and things like that. The dogs were getting those things. And of course, they were getting nitrates in bologna and salami and things like that to the gorillas. And the dolphins were eating the fish in the aquarium. So we changed their diets, got rid of all the nitrates, and got them on the 90 essential nutrients. And I created the de-stress capsules for them. And within weeks, all the deaths from the dolphins and the aquariums around the world stopped. And all the deaths and the gorillas and monkeys, stuff like that, stopped. And so
From congestive heart failure.
I'm sorry?
So congestive heart failure was one of the main reasons that you created de-stress.
That's correct. It was the reason I created de-stress. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, but it works for many, many things. But when you're doing things, we have desserts and stuff like that frequently and 3 times a day, you're getting all those nitrates. You're getting some green leafy vegetables. Farmers put a big load of nitrate fertilizer to get more tons per acre. Okay, and so it's afflicting people too who eat those vegetables that have a lot of nitrates in them. So everybody should be taking the de-stress capsule. I take 3 of these twice a day, and it's one of those things for a couple of dollars a day to prevent congestive heart failure. Believe me, it's worth it. It's worth it.
So Doc, Jingles has had some great results in overcoming some things. And folks, this is a reminder, the longevity products themselves do not heal or cure anything, but the nutrients within them have proven documentation. You can look it up on pubmed.gov, but the nutrients within them have proven that they are beneficial for specific conditions. And whenever you have them synergistically blended so that they're working together, the body gets fast results. Now, Jingles is still, working with an enlarged heart. So is there anything that can be done, and what should do for that daytime cough?
Well, again, I didn't hear in that. You went down that list. What about Ultimate Daily Classic tablets?
Yes, she is on Ultimate Daily Classic, and that's been a huge blessing for her.
Okay, good. Well, the cough could be due to a lung thing. It could be due to a heart thing. Okay, but the de-stress, I would go up to say 2 twice a day. How much does that dog weigh? Do you know?
19 pounds.
19 pounds. Yeah, I'd go 2 twice a day. And what should I say? We also have oxygen, liquid oxygen, Oxybody.
Oxybody.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it is a lung issues, that would be beneficial.
Mhm.
Now, the heart is a muscle, Dr. Wallach. With it being a muscle, what can be done to help strengthen that muscle?
Well,
We
again,
don't want to harden it, we just want to strengthen it.
yeah, again, the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, we need more selenium, say weighing 17 pounds or something like that, you say?
19 pounds.
19
She's
pounds,
taking
okay, so
one selenium a day. So is it
I go
okay
to
to?
two. I go to two selenium a day. One in the morning, one in the evening. You know, say 6, 8, 10 hour separation between the two. And the Oxybody, it tastes pretty good. Even little kids like it. So the dog should, have a little cup and let them drink it right out of your hand, kind of thing. You know, maybe a ½ ounce a day. And especially before bedtime, if he's coughing at night.
Okay. All right. So I don't think we've tried that one, Miriam. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us an update on jingles. We appreciate that and appreciate you. And another one, Dr. Wallach, and this was shared during our team meeting yesterday. Shelby had came on and she has Lily. Lily is a Great Pyrenees, 11 years old, and 3 years ago was diagnosed with that big, awful C word. That's 5 letters. And she was like, I can't lose my baby. So we got Lily on a program. It was about a year, had more testing, and nothing was found. Now, 3 years later, she's still just as happy as ever and acting like a puppy. So Lily is doing well as a Great Pyrenees. So I wanted to thank Shelby for sharing that with us.
What was the core product she was using? What was the core product she was using?
Core products that Lily was on. Athrydex. Okay. Athrydex is the multivitamin mineral with enzymes designed for animals. Now, this can be given to dogs, cats, birds, horses, all the above. It includes kind of like the 90 essential nutrients for humans. It is designed for our pets. Does not have the essential fatty acids in it, so we still have to do the EFAs, which Lily was taking the essential fatty acids. She was also taking some selenium. I think she was taking 2 or 3 a day, Dr. Wallach. And she was also taking the Fucoid Z, which has fucoidin in it. So folks, look up fucoidin and all the benefits of fucoidin. It is incredible what fucoidin itself can do. And there's something else that I'm missing. She had some tumors. And this can apply for dogs, not necessarily for cats, but with those tumors, she applied frankincense essential oil, just a little bit on those tumors, and she doesn't have any tumors today. So she has done great things, and all of these things can be found on our website or through your Longevity Associate or Certified Holistic Health Coach. If you're looking for the website, it's dailywithdoc.com. Dr. Wallach, we have some hands up. So let's go ahead and go to Anne first. Anne, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello
and
there.
Welcome to.
Hello.
Thank you. Hi, Doc Wallach. My dog is 5 years old. He's a golden doodle, and he weighs 57 pounds. And he has an ear infection. And he's had it probably for about 2 weeks. And it's getting a little bit better with the medication that the vet gave us. I was wondering, can I put colloidal silver in there?
Well, you get an A+. Okay.
Thank you.
Silver, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and put a couple of droppers full down the dog's ears, let her shake it. Okay. But you could do that 2-3 times a day. The colloidal silver doesn't sting, even if there's an open wound in the ear canal, because sometimes they'll scratch their ears and cause a little open wound. And so, but there's no alcohol in it. Tastes like water, looks like water, smells like water, but it kills all bacteria, viruses, fungus, and yeast.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I was just wondering about that because it's deep in there. So, and I figured the colloidal silver, since it's the liquid, it would get deep down in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It comes in a dropper bottle,
Yep.
and so you say 57 pounds, and so the colloidal silver. Looking, I guess
Yeah,
I'm-
Doc has almost everything on his desk, folks. No matter where he's at, his nutrition and all of his first aid kit are close to him, even at the breakfast table. So yeah, the colloidal silver is awesome. Just a few drops. You can put it under the tongue. You can put it in the ears. And Doc, I've even used it for eye infections for my animals and my kids and myself. Just a couple drops in the
because
eye.
it doesn't have any alcohol or any chemicals, and it's just it's colloidal silver.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Give
Well,
us a call in a couple of weeks. Let
Ann.
us know. People want to know what's going on.
Okay, I will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. And next, let's go to a question that came in from, I think, Facebook. So Ted says, can a dog with existing joint damage in his back, knee joints from arthritis damage be reversed?
Well, from the standpoint of taking a nutritional program, it can rebuild broken bones and torn cartilage and kind of connective tissue, that kind of stuff, no problem. But the leg may heal, be a little twisted, and it may not be in the right position, but it can certainly heal the joints. And the Athrydex, we keep it here in the house. If anything goes wrong with the shipment of our human stuff, I just eat the Athrydex.
So it does have a beef flavor, folks. And yes, I have tasted it myself. I am so thankful that I keep at least 6 months of Beyond Tangy Tangerine on hand at all times. And so does Doc. Plus, actually, he does probably a year. But the Athrydex can do some amazing stuff. And so with arthritis, Doc, and humans, we also add in the glucogel and the MSM Ultra. Those things, are they appropriate for animals as well?
Oh, absolutely. Glucogel is a product that I created, okay, for Theo Ratliff, the basketball player. We took our start pack and made it the healthy bone and joint pack by creating the glucogel to add to it. And we solved all his bone and joint problems, didn't have to have surgery. And in the next 9 years, he made $100 million in contracts that rebuilt him. Okay.
I think his family might be thankful.
They might want to use the Athrydex.
Yeah. So with Athrydex, it is 1 per 10 pounds. So depending on the weight of the pet, it can be dosed at 1 per 10 pounds, up to 150 pounds, where you're doing 3 times a day. And that's the same for humans. That's actually what I myself did when I was first getting started, because I had so many bone and joint issues, including degeneration of the disc stock. So amazing stuff. The MSM Ultra also works on bones, connective tissue, and reduces inflammation.
I'm sorry?
So, and it reduces inflammation.
Yeah. The MSM is a great anti-inflammatory. Also, it has the raw materials, of course, also for dogs. They can consider, I think there's an I-26 product for pets.
Perpetual Plus. Yes, Perpetual Plus has antioxidants. It has some essential fatty acids and the I-26, which helps with clearing the body of parasites and pathogens and giving what the liver needs in as far as the good cholesterol to help protect the brain and the nerves.
Even the dog and cat have brains and spinal cords, same way with rabbits and guinea pigs and monkeys. All mammals require that I-26. So Perpetual Plus is a great thing for animals. It's a little cheaper than the one for humans. Okay,
And
I-26.
it's in a chewable that I absolutely love. Absolutely love. So Dr. Wallach, we have another question here that is coming in. And let me see, that was let's go to a hand that is raised. So let's go up to, I don't know why. Let's go to Gloria. Hello, Gloria, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, Dr. Wallach and Becca. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hey, I have a question. I have a customer who's taken the 2.5 Tangy Tangerine, and she says that since she's been taking it, she has noticed increased urination. She's finding herself having to rush to the restroom. Is this something that happens when you're taking the 2.5 Tangerine, or could it be something else?
So you gave it to the dog for what purpose?
Oh no, it's a human.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a human.
Yeah, we're doing the two-legged animal, Doc.
Yeah, well, the Tangy Tangerine
Uh-huh.
is a great product, and I take 3 of those twice a day myself, and I only weigh 142 pounds. And it's one of those things where you're looking at anti-inflammatory, you're looking, it kills bugs, it supports your immune system, and I like to again take it when people are having trouble with their vision, their hearing, swallowing, taste, all that kind of stuff, because they may have something going on like it's all in your head. Okay, so they need the 90 essential nutrients, and then all the little extra things that you're talking about will help speed up the healing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's saying that it's increasing her urination. Is that something that normally happens?
Yeah, it's not unusual when people take supplements, they're going to have extra. Okay, because suddenly now they're getting, instead of getting 16 minerals, they're getting 60. Okay. Instead of
Okay.
getting 3 vitamins, they're getting, as you pour nutrition into the machine, it's kind of like when you pour extra sort of support for increasing the power of your gasoline. You can do more because it produces more power.
Okay, so increased urination is normal.
Yeah, when you're taking supplements, it's not
Okay.
abnormal.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You bet. Keep us informed.
Okay. All right.
God bless.
You too.
All right. And one thing, if I may add, Dr. Wallach, especially if they're on like the Ultimate Daily Classic, that's creating that circulation through the body and clearing things out so that the urine is able to take the toxins out of the body efficiently, correct?
That's correct. The Ultimate Daily Classic is your heart and your kidneys, your lungs, and your brain's best friend. Okay, it gets the blood flowing through blocked arteries, takes down the inflammation in the arteries, helps get rid of the poisons through the urine. And when you're making your kidneys happy, your blood pressure comes down. Okay, because your kidneys are involved with regulating blood pressure as well as urine flow and that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, let's go to Phyllis, who has her hand up. Hello, Phyllis.
Hello, Doc.
Hi, Phyllis.
We're back to the animal world again. We have a dog question. A woman has called in. She's not on the Zoom, but she phoned in a question about her 15-pound dog that has dry skin. What's going to help that dog?
Well, that's an easy one. They need to make sure to look at the dog food, okay, and make sure that it does have essential fatty acids in it. If it doesn't have essential fatty acids in it, we have the EFAs, the EFA pluses. 15-pound dog, I would give that dog 1 EFA, 1 EFA plus. But also we have hair, skin, and nails. That's not just for people, it's for any critter with hair. Hair, skin, and nails. Okay. And I love hair, skin, and nails. I take 3 of those twice a day. You know, you should see my kitchen table where I get put. Cooks, you know, Marlon and Rebecca and everybody else who are cooking, they point to the table. I sit down. Well, where I sit, I have 50 different bottles of supplements. 50 different bottles of our supplements, longevity supplements. We have 2,500. I couldn't get 2,500 on the table, so I just picked the top. I picked the top 50, and I take 1, 2, 3 a day of each one, depending on which one it is. And again, you know, I'm 75 years old. Most people think I'm 50 when they look at me. You can't be 85 years old, Wallach. I am.
I'm not surprised, and you should see our kitchen counter behind me is just loaded up. By the way, that pet food, it's also important for people to get the gluten-free pet food, right?
Yeah, it's got to be gluten-free because it kills their intestines in any mammal, just like it kills the intestines of humans. Whether it's dog, cat, rat, rabbit, guinea pig, okay, any critter, monkey, you got to read the label, and you got to read the label carefully on the book MSM because it says contains, and then one of the first things in there is wheat, but there's a fine little letter after the word. It contains NO, contains no gluten or wheat, okay? But it's in real tiny letters. It's easy to read past it with all those bigger words. So it's just letting you know that it doesn't contain any of the bad stuff, the MSM. So I take 3 of those twice a day also, in addition to the glucogel. And again, 85 years old, I can take on 2 or 3 guys at one time. I don't care if they're bigger than me, but I'll be faster than them.
Doc, one more comment, if I would. Sometimes people tell me, well, I give my pet such and such people food. You know, I give them this and that, and I hear that's a no-no.
Well, it disrupts the percentages of vitamins and minerals to food. Okay. Again, you need minerals, vitamins, amino acids, fatty acids. And it's one of those things where the Athrydex is a great way to balance everything out. And when you read the label in dog food, be sure, especially in cat and dog food, make sure there's no wheat, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no gluten. Okay, all that's got to go. And it's one of those things where it makes an enormous difference in their health, their energy, their longevity. If they're going to have 3 babies in a litter or 12, that kind of thing. And so you have a lot of control over what goes into. And don't forget that I-26 okay, the I-26.
Thank you, Doc.
All right. Thank you, Phyllis. Now, Dr. Wallach, I've been trying to get my fur babies to come in to the screen, but I've taught them not to jump on me. So they're just not cooperating. But I have 3 adult Athrydex babies, and then there's 6. Oh, I should have had them bring one of the puppies. 6 Athrydex babies. And they love the Perpetual Plus and the Dog Companion, another product that is a chewable for our animals that is just absolutely fantastic. Now, Coach Rod is on the phone right now with a gentleman who's calling about his mother. So we're going to the human pets, Doc. He loves his mom. She's 75 years old. She's 5'5", and she has been diagnosed with supraventricular tachycardia. So they're wanting to know what would you
stop. She's got tachycardia.
So it's called supraventricular tachycardia.
Okay, so it's the upper part of the ventricles, okay, are beating fast. Okay, so again, got to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. That one's got to go. And you say she weighs how much?
Let's go by 125 pounds.
Okay, mom weighs 125 pounds. Okay.
Yep. 5'5".
5'5". and I'd have her take 125 pounds. I'd have her take one Healthy Brain and Heart pack a month, half a dose of breakfast, half a dose of dinner time. I also want her to have the Osteo-fx. She'd take 2 doses a day of that. Just read the label. I take 2 doses a day of the Osteo-fx. She also needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets to get circulation into the heart. And then for the valves, everybody always forgets the valves, which are made out of connective tissue, the same thing that makes your cartilage in your knees and your hips and tendons. Glucogel and MSM. Just label for dosage for weight.
All right, so MSM twice a day and glucogel up
Twice
to
a day.
5 times a day, or three times a day.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. Greatly appreciate that. Now we have another question, and it has to do with a cat with kidney failure. So she's feline kidney failure, Dr. Wallach. The cat.
Okay.
Oh, and then AJ put in as a question mark for the tachycardia. Would you recommend de-stress for that as well?
Same cat?
No, we're going back to the human. The 75-year-old woman that you just gave for the
Ultimate Daily Classic,
ventricular.
absolutely. Good for the heart.
And how about de-stress? Would de-stress, would that be beneficial for that?
De-stress could be beneficial, absolutely. And it just matters, their budget and what's primary, and then you can add on the add-ons.
All right, thank you so much. Now, and AJ asked, Becca, have you noticed larger litters with the nutrients? So folks, we've had 16 pups in one litter.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Only one
nutrition, bad nutrition might give you 1 dead puppy. Okay, good nutrition could give you 16 puppies healthy.
Well, Jack, we had 16 healthy puppies until Mama laid on one, and that was really sad. But 16 puppies all the way to the end, so it's crazy. It's I'm happy with 4 or 5 per litter, but even this last one was 9. It's crazy. So let's go to feline kidney disease, Dr. Wallach.
Okay.
Here. So here's one of them.
Needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Ultimate Daily Classic tablet. That's not a feline.
No, not feline, but is a female. Hello, baby.
Okay, so cats. Okay, 1 Ultimate Daily Classic tablet per day. If it's a tiny cat, you can just break it in half, give it half in the morning, half at night. Okay. But the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets is your kidney's best friend.
Ultimate Daily Classic
takes blocked arteries, gets circulation going through blocked arteries. And that way people who have, I used to, urinate maybe 2-3 times a day. Now I'm urinating once a day. I don't know what's going on. Well, that's because the arteries are getting clogged to take the blood and the dirty blood and all that kind of stuff into the kidney. It can't work if it's not getting the stuff out of the kidney, and if the kidney's blocked. This is classic tablets. And again, if it's a typical cat, just break one in half, give the cat a half down the throat, in the morning, and one again before dinner at night.
And then cats like fish. What about essential fatty acids and taking and puncturing one of those essential fatty acids and putting it in its
absolutely Athrydex
and the Athrydex, absolutely.
Yeah, Athrydex is good for cats and dogs and monkeys and rabbits and all kinds of critters.
And the puppies love it. That's how we get them to start eating solid foods, is we put that Athrydex on there and we mix it up, and they just start licking it off the kibble and then start eating the kibble and just absolutely love it. Now, let's talk about, we only have 4 minutes, Doc. Plant-derived minerals. What are the importance of making sure that our pets are getting minerals in a form that can be absorbed, like the colloidal minerals?
Okay, well, plant-derived colloidal minerals, we have these plant-derived colloidal minerals from 8 different mines from around the world. We have products that have a minimum of 75 minerals, and we have some products with minerals that go up to 100 minerals. Okay, some puppy dogs and cats will turn their heads up if you put. I like to put a little bit of the plant-derived liquid minerals in, say maybe a teaspoon into their water dish. Some will drink it and some won't. The ones that won't drink it, what you do is you hold them in your arms, put them on their back, and rub the plant-derived colloidal minerals, maybe a teaspoon under their belly every day. And then they'll go in a corner, sit down, they'll lick their belly themselves. And some will be absorbed through the skin and some will be absorbed through their tongue. So there you go. But the plant-derived colloidal minerals, this is, what should I say, is where people lived a long time. The land flowing with milk and honey. Why did people live to be 120, 150 in certain areas? That's because they were getting the colloidal minerals from the mountains grinding up the rocks at the top. And the rock dust, which was white, would get into the streams coming down the side of the mountain. It looked like milk. So the farmers 2,000 years ago thought it was cow's milk. No, it was glacial milk. It was rock milk, okay? And the people who drank their water from the colloidal minerals, the rock minerals, also they got minerals in their food, in their cooking, in their drinking water, and so forth. And so also in the plants that grew were irrigated with those.
Mhm.
And back in the old days, back before 1812, everybody's putting wood ashes and coal ashes into their gardens and into their food. Once electricity came, everybody got lazy. No, don't waste your time putting wood ashes in the garden. Okay, just you got electricity. You don't need to have, because they're thinking it's just it drives the plants to grow more, but doesn't realize that the plants were keeping the minerals. So when you ate those plants, you were getting the minerals. And so this is why suddenly there were hospitals. There was no hospitals 500 years ago. The doctor would come by your house with a handful of herbs, okay, and have dinner
Yeah,
with you and give you
house
some herbs.
calls.
Yeah, okay, house visits. And so the hospitals and health insurance only came along after 1812 when they came up with electricity, and there was no more wood ashes or coal ashes to add to your food, add to your gardens, and it really was devastating for human health. And so people who invented electricity did a good thing on one hand, but on the other hand, they have killed more people than all the wars combined.
Cause and effect, Doc. Well, Dr. Wallach, where we are at the top of the hour, do you have time for one more question?
One more question.
Okay, so we have a question, and Enrique is wanting to know, what would you recommend for a human with the symptoms of Parkinson's?
Well, I need to get the flip chart, page 26 on the flip chart. It tells the story of Madeline. Madeline had Parkinson's disease for, I don't know, 10, 12 years, something like that.
11 years.
Oh,
11
10,
years.
12, 11, okay. And she was going to her neurologist, a big famous medical university in Maryland, like 3 or 4 times a year.
Illinois.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
And then we got her on the program because one of is a member of YGY. Is there anything we can do for her? Because she's coming to her end. So we came up with a program, okay, for her. And guess what? It's the I-26. The I-26.
I-26 was
Yeah,
huge.
we made that. Yeah, we made that. Okay.
So,
and we gave it to her, rebuilt her brain, and in 2.5 months, she went for her regular exam.
for yearly exam.
The doctors say, well, you registered negative. That can't be right for the first time in 25 years, or 12 years, whatever it is, 12 years. Let's have it come back tomorrow. We'll reset all the machinery. Well, they reset all the machinery. She came back the next day. Still. So we
no
had,
symptoms.
yeah, we got rid of it in 2 months and a week. And so now that story got out. I actually submitted that story to a couple of magazines like New York Times, the New York Times and that kind of stuff, magazines. And they rejected them because the doctors who were on the editing committee said, this is nonsense. They wouldn't let them publish it. And just a couple of days ago, they're coming out, oh, we may have found something that's going to help Parkinson's disease now.
Well, and exactly what she was taking, Dr. Wallach. So she was on the Healthy Start pack.
Yes.
She was taking selenium, ultimate selenium, 3 per day. She was
And?
also taking the Ultimate Daily Classic and Synaptive
and
I-26
and the
vanilla.
I-26. Yep. To
She was
rebuild.
taking 3 twice a day.
Yep.
And
And
that
she had to stop taking, the doctors were giving her the pills to get rid of all the
yeah, they told her she didn't need them anymore, Dr. Wallach, because she no longer had the symptoms that
she no longer had
that
elevated wood.
she no longer had the symptoms associated with the Parkinsonism, and they told her she could stop taking them. So I think that's a win.
Why was she taking those tablets? To lower cholesterol.
The prescriptions?
The physicians gave her pills to lower her cholesterol. And that's why she got Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a cholesterol deficiency. And when that happened at that point in time, the rate of Parkinson's disease in America had been 60,000 per year in America. Once they started giving them pills to lower their cholesterol, blood cholesterol, it jumped up to 90,000, went up 50% because they're pushing all the cholesterol out of their bodies and they couldn't make myelin for the white matter of the brain and spinal cord anymore. Shame on the doctors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shame on them. And that's why we put this program together, is to empower you as an individual with things that you can do as solutions to help correct those deficiencies that are causing dis-ease. So with the 90 essential nutrients that Dr. Wallach has developed through autopsies and looking at those autopsies and all the mineral compositions that are found within them, and connecting the dots with the dis-ease that was also found in those individuals that he was doing the autopsies on, he came up with this list of 90 essential nutrients. Well, folks, 60 of those are minerals. And when you look at how many different poor health conditions are directly linked to nutritional deficiencies, you're looking upwards of 600 different poor health conditions. Dr. Wallach talks about them in one of the best-selling books ever. The greatest lecture ever given is also of the same title, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Thank you, Dr. Wallach, for holding that up for me. I think mine fell on the other side of the desk. But you know, when you've got over 400 million copies sold of a lecture and the book is right there behind it, you got to take notice. What is being said are things that are empowering you as an individual to take your health back. We're not chemical deficient. We're nutrient deficient. Farming practices, and it's not so much the farmer's part, fault. Okay. I'm surrounded by farmers. I love the farmers around me. Some of my greatest friends. But when a plant only needs 3 nutrients to thrive, that's what they get. We as individuals need 90. And if the minerals are not in the soil, they're not going to be in the plants that we're eating, or in the plants that the animals are eating, that then we eat the byproducts of. So we must be intentional for ourselves and our pets and making sure that we're getting daily. It's like putting gas in a car. You run out of gas, your car's not going to go anywhere. Oil goes dry, you're going to blow it up. We have to be intentional each and every day and making sure that we are investing in ourselves, in our families, in our communities, including our pets, so that together we can make a healthier world. Now, I have some amazing co-hosts on with me today. If they could go ahead and bring themselves on the screen with me. We couldn't do this without them, as they are helping in getting this message out and reaching every corner of the world, that I am so thankful that we are reaching every corner of the world. And technology is absolutely fantastic, especially when you have people that know how to use it and get us out there. So I usually end with this individual. I just wanted to say thank you, AJ, for all the work that you've done in getting us on all these different platforms. As the assistant to the executive production manager and our social media specialist, I just want to say thank you for that. And he hates attention. That's why we're doing this. We also want to say thank you to those that are out and on the social media platforms, bringing in those questions, answering the questions, and creating some momentum there. We have Phyllis, who is out asking questions, keeping an eye on things. We have Coach Rod doing the same. And so I want to thank both of them for all that they do, and also answering the phones, as we had one of the questions come in today from somebody on the phone, bringing it in. We also have Sherry, who is part of our tech crew and making sure everything gets set up properly and streaming. We have Ruth Ellen, who is my executive production manager, keeping everything going smoothly and running the broadcaster that then streams it to all these different platforms that they are watching. We have Marilyn, who is just absolutely fantastic. And if you're not in the Zoom live with us Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time, you're missing out, as she and Phyllis are both putting in information and dictating what is being said in the Zoom, so that if you're taking notes and you miss something, they don't miss a thing. They've got you covered. You can just scroll back up in the chat and write down what you missed. So thank you so much, Marilyn, for doing that. And we have Albert, who is helping let people into the Zoom room, which is just as important as the others, because if people didn't come in, they wouldn't be able to raise their hands, they wouldn't be able to ask questions, or be here live with us on dailywithDocZoom.com. So thanks to my team. They are all certified holistic health coaches. And if you are not working with somebody, you are not associated with anybody that is affiliated with Longevity, and you would like to have your own health coach or join our team and learn how to be a health coach, make sure that you give us a call, 855-949-3377. That's 855-949-3377. If you'd like more information about our Certified Holistic Health Coach course, please go to www.coachwithdoc. That's DOC. So coachwithdoc.com. You'll find more information about our coaching program. And if you are looking to figure out what is going to be the best option for you, you can take our health evaluation. Again, this is for people that aren't already working with somebody, by going to help.dailywithdoc.com. That is help.dailywithdoc.com. And take that health evaluation based on the current 30 days, things that you've got going on right now. We'll make sure that we get you connected with a certified holistic health coach for a free 15-minute consultation in helping you determine what's going to be your best route and meeting your budget as well. So as we do specialize in helping people with keeping things within their budget so that they can continue to invest in themselves and maintain or regain wellness. My name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us. Time is an investment as well, and you just invested 1 hour plus in yourself, your family, including your fur babies. Share this program with others. Let us know where you're joining us from on the different platforms. And if you have questions, email us at questions@dailywithdoc.com.
Even if you're in
Until
South
next time.
Africa. Even if you're in South Africa.
Even if you're in South Africa. Absolutely. Even if you're in South Africa. So Albert is working with a gentleman in the South Africa area, just north of South Africa, and bringing them in as a distributor because they too want to be part of the solution as we do as well. So thank you for saying that, Doc. All right, everybody, have a fabulous day, and don't forget to share this with somebody you know and love. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everybody. Alles van die beste. Tot ziens. Lekker.
This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences, and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences, and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.